Hey everybody, welcome to day 93 and 94 on the CDT. Both of those days were rest days. It was the 29th and 30th of July. And as I mentioned in the previous video, I'm in Pinedale. I've been able to get loads of town calories, which is good. I also was able to wash my clothes for the first time since Rollins, so I don't smell like hot garbage anymore. I was able to contact the Yellowstone backcountry office and secure my permits or update my permits for the few days I'll be in the park. And I picked up my bear spray and also sent my box to Du Bois, Wyoming, so that I have I'm not carrying 7 days of food anymore, which is great. Today, which is Saturday, has been kind of a low-key day. I mentioned, I think in a couple videos ago, that I was hiking the same section as Marty, who I hiked the road walk with down in New Mexico, and I met Marty in the Gila alternate, so it's been a long while. The last time I saw Marty was in Pagosa Springs when I did the 00 to let my foot rest after it kind of exploded when I kicked the rock. And then I did some side trips in Colorado, and Marty got like 5 or more days ahead of me. And I was able to catch, it took a while. I was able to catch up with him. And so he and I had dinner on Thursday, and then we've been having breakfast and dinner the last couple of days and discussing what's next, and kind of catching up, just since we've essentially hiked most of Colorado and the first half Wyoming without each other. So we were able to share some stories and share some photos and that kind of stuff, just that general catch up. So it was good to see that he's doing well. He also has taken some extra rest days recently. He ran into kind of the same situation I did. The way that his body is built is similar to mine. So he is an endurance athlete. Like he runs when he's not hiking, and he doesn't have a whole lot of fat on his body to begin with, and so he's been having issues keeping on calories. He's actually gone into many more towns than I've gone into, so he doesn't have the issue where he's been skipping loads of towns like I have. So I think his weight's in a little bit better situation, but he did joke with me that he had to buy a belt to keep his shorts up. And I told him, like, I carried my belt in New Mexico just waiting for me having to use it, and I ended up having to start using it, I think, in it was early in Colorado. I had to start using my belt. So it's just one of those, it's one of those occurrences on through hikes where it's a gradual thing where you're losing weight, and then suddenly you get to town and your pack, like we have our waist belt or our hip belt on our packs, and they can keep our shorts up on the trail, but when you're walking around town and you don't have your hip belt of your pack holding your shorts up, suddenly your shorts are falling down. You're like, oh, it's time to get a belt. So let's see, I had to actually, there's a really good gear store here in Pinedale. I think it's called the Great Outdoor Shop, or Great Outdoor Store. And I was having issues with my stove. So I have a Pocket Rocket. It's not the Pocket Rocket 2. I have one of the original Pocket Rockets. And I've had it for years and years, going back to the PCT. and I bought a canister of fuel here. It's a different brand than what I've been using on the trail, but all of the threads on these canister fuels are the same. At least that's my understanding. And when I get a new canister, I'll test out to make sure my stove will go on smoothly and it'll light. And it wouldn't go on smoothly for this canister. So I worked with the store, and I think the threads on my stove are like the first couple of threads are just worn down. And so I had to get a new stove because I can't mess with that. Like, that's how I cook my dinners. And the last thing I want is to get 2 days out and then suddenly, my stove's not going on the threads and I can't, cook a dinner. So I went ahead and got a new stove. It's the Pocket Rocket 2. It's not the deluxe, it's just the basic. And I tested it out, it works. So we'll see, how it goes on the trail. I actually, in the box to Du Bois, I sent my original Pocket Rocket. So if something happens and this Pocket Rocket 2 doesn't work out, then my stove will be at the next town. And I do know that my stove, it's made by MSR, and if I get an MSR canister, like a fuel canister, my threads still work on those. And that's not surprising, because even though my threads have worn down, I've used MSR canisters like most of the time with my stove. And so the fact that my stove will still go on those canisters, I'll say that the wear patterns on my stove match MSR canister fuel. So it's not surprising that it would still work with that type of fuel. But all the threads should be the same. I don't know why. I don't know, maybe these new canisters, they change the thread just a little bit, and the updated stoves have the correct thread, but the older stoves don't. So we'll see what happens. Let's see, I thought there was one other thing for the trail. I mentioned the bear spray. I've been carrying my bear canisters since beginning in Colorado. The new stove, I thought there was something else that I changed up. That's interesting. Oh, there is. So my pack, I know why we have not done a gear talk or answered your questions about my pack. And the reason why is the original pack that went 1,100 miles with me, the shoulder strap, as I mentioned previously, was coming loose. And so I changed out and got a new pack when I was in Silverthorne. That's when my friends Emily and Zach drove me over to Edwards, and I got a new pack. I don't think I've mentioned Osprey changed. I love Osprey packs, the older packs. Osprey changed how they do their sizes. So the way it used to work was you had small, medium, large, extra large pack sizes, and you had the same with the belt, small, medium, large, extra large. And they allowed you to change out the entire belt system. So my previous pack was actually a large pack because that's what fit my frame of my body. But the belt, like the large belt, was too large. So I switched it out and I had a medium belt. And that's why that older pack fit so well, is because I was able to switch out those components. Osprey has changed the way they do things, and they have two pack sizes. One is called small/medium, the other one's called large/extra large. And then what they've done is they have 4 settings on each of those packs where you can change the height of the shoulder strap, you can change the pull of the shoulder strap, and then you can change the waist belt, like the length of it. And that's great, except there's limits to that. And the limit was I should probably have a large pack, but I need that small to medium belt. And so when I was in Edward, I decided to go with the small medium pack, in order for the waist to fit, or the hip belt to fit, because that's the most important. That's where the weight is sitting. That's the most important thing. However, the force settings that come for the length of the pack, they don't fit me. They're too small. And so like I've gone above the last setting and taken it as far as possible, and I'm making it work. The unfortunate thing is when I took the shoulder straps and basically the length of the pack and put them up past the 4 settings that Osprey have, my sternum strap, which keeps the shoulder straps together, has now become a choker strap. It's across my neck instead of across my chest. And so I hiked from Edwards to Pinedale, essentially an entire state, with the sternum strap being up around my neck. And I didn't change it out because I was still making tweaks to the straps to make sure that I could get the pack so that it's 90 to 95% comfortable. And I think I'm there. I may have a few more tweaks, probably just because I was carrying 7 days of food out of South Pass City. So now that I'm only carrying 4 days of food, I'll probably need to do some adjustments, but they're not major adjustments. But now having that choker like on a regular basis, I don't want that. So what I did is I had made an order with REI a couple towns ago and had them send it here. And one of the items that I had them send was a strap, and it's actually a gear strap where it can go anywhere on the back of your pack. And the way that the gear strap works is if you have a webbing, you can loop it around that webbing, and then on both sides you can loop around the webbing, put the strap together, and then it'll hold your gear. So I'm going to try using it as a sternum strap, and the reason why is because I have some webbing on the front. I think I could loop it around the webbing and make a sternum strap, and then the strap that currently goes across my neck, I probably won't remove it yet, just to see how the sternum strap goes, but maybe when I get to Du Bois, I'll remove the choker strap instead of a sternum strap. I haven't put it on my pack yet. I'm waiting to pack up stuff tonight and have my pack ready to go for the morning. So when I do that, I'll put my pack on and see where I want the sternum strap, and I'll put that strap on tonight and make adjustments and see if it's going to work out. So that was the other gear item. Sorry about that. I needed to move something. That's the other gear item that I kind of did an update to while I was in town. Okay, so I think I've caught you up. Like in the last video, I kind of did a catch up of the hiking itself of between Rollins and Pinedale, and the transition from Colorado into Wyoming and through the Great Basin into the winds. So I won't go into that, but I did at least want to catch up on stuff I did in town here and what the next steps are with regard to like getting to Du Bois, and then from Du Bois I'm going through Yellowstone, and then I'll do a quick run through Idaho. We're not in Idaho very long, and then I'll be in Montana. And the first resupply in Montana would be Lima, Montana, and then after that it's Ledore. So yep, I think that's it. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend and you're getting out and enjoying some hiking or ice cream or whatever you want to do. I hope it's beautiful weather where you are, and I know there's a bit of heat going through the United States over the last couple weeks, so I hope everyone's staying cool and healthy. So have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you folks tomorrow. I'm planning on hiking out tomorrow, and so I think I'll be back on trail, and we'll do another video. So that's it for now. See ya.